Ever feel like life's just throwing curveballs? Like you're stuck in a cosmic game of, why me? You're hustling, grinding, doing your best. And then bam, something goes wrong. Big time. Well, what if I told you that ancient Eastern wisdom holds a secret key? A way to not just survive those tough times, but actually thrive because of them. In this video, we're diving deep into the idea that everything happens for a reason. I know, it sounds cliché, maybe even a little out there. But trust me, once you get this, your whole perspective on life's struggles will flip. We're going on a transformative journey inspired by philosophies of the East to unlock the hidden purpose of your experiences. Stick around, because if you miss this, you might stay stuck in that why me loop forever. But watch till the end, and you'll start seeing your life as the beautiful, intricate tapestry it truly is. Let's meet Elara. She was living her dream, running a pottery studio she built from the ground up. This was her passion, her sanctuary, her livelihood, until disaster struck. A flash flood ripped through her town, turning the studio into a muddy wasteland. I mean, imagine the devastation. Elara was crushed. Shock, disbelief, all those heavy emotions hit her hard. Her brain was screaming, why is this happening to me? It wasn't just about the business, it felt personal. She was spiraling, replaying the nightmare, finding zero answers that made sense. A deep sense of injustice consumed her. She couldn't even comprehend the scale of the loss and felt as though she was paralyzed in fear. Ever been there? I know I have. Elara desperately wanted things to go back to normal. She was clinging to the past. Now, in Eastern philosophy, there's this concept called impermanence, anicca, the understanding that everything is constantly changing, and resisting that change. That's often where a lot of our suffering begins. Think about it. We cling to happy moments, wanting them to last forever. We desperately want difficulties to vanish instantly. But life is a constant flow. So, her initial suffering stemmed directly from resisting this sudden, unwanted change. In essence, wishing reality wasn't what it was. In Elara's darkest moment, a friend swooped in, someone who understood the power of Eastern wisdom. Elara poured out her heart, and her friend said something game-changing. Elara, what if everything in our lives, even the really awful stuff, has a purpose? What if nothing is truly random? Now, you can imagine that Elara might have initially met that suggestion with some skepticism, but deep down, a tiny seed was planted. Instead of only focusing on how unfair it all was, she began to wonder if there was something, maybe just something, she could learn from this mess. This idea of challenges as opportunities for growth is central to many Eastern philosophies. Look, no one enjoys suffering. It sucks. But it can also be a powerful revealer, showing us things about ourselves and the world that we'd never notice otherwise. It invites us to consider that every experience, joyful or painful, has a deep purpose, that there aren't really any accidents. And that's why Elara's decision to simply listen, even when she was completely overwhelmed, was such a critical first step. Even something as mundane as cleaning up started to feel different, like she was searching for a hidden message. It's like the universe is whispering, hey, there's a lesson here, even if we can't quite hear it yet. Okay, reality check time. Elara had to deal with the insurance company. And here's where things got even more interesting. Turns out, her insurance wasn't enough. Plus, her business continuity plan, non-existent. This wasn't some random act of the universe. It was a direct result of her past choices. This brought on regret, but also a huge wave of personal responsibility. Her thoughts shifted from solely blaming the flood to acknowledging her own role in the extent of its impact. This is karma. But forget that cosmic payback idea you might have heard. Karma is really just cause and effect, the natural law that says every action, thought, and intention creates a consequence. Think of it like this. What we put out there always comes back in some form, even if we don't see it right away. So, because Elara hadn't planned ahead, the flood caused even more damage than it might have otherwise. But here's the empowering part. She realized she had some control. Instead of just blaming fate or bad luck, she started seeing how her own choices contributed to the situation. That's when Elara took action, meticulously researching insurance and developing a real business plan for the future. It clicked for her. Her future success wasn't just about things outside of her control, it was about her own proactive, mindful actions. Then, something amazing happened. The community rallied around her. Neighbors showed up to help. Local businesses offered resources. Even old customers donated money. The community's support brought on surprise and profound gratitude. Her thoughts expanded beyond her own individual loss to recognize the intricate web of connection that bound her to her community. It sounds cheesy, but it worked in her favor that she had built a strong connection with the community through her studio. This is interdependence in action, the beautiful idea that we're all connected, like threads in a giant web. What we do, big or small, ripples out and touches the lives of others. It underscores that the karma we create has a collective impact, reaching far beyond ourselves. Elara's action of gratefully accepting the help and feeling that renewed sense of hope really highlighted the power of those connections. The goodwill she generated through her business, all that positive energy, it came back to her when she needed it most. The studio was shut down, forcing Elara into downtime. At first, she was probably restless and perhaps even anxious, wanting to get back to work. But slowly the magic started happening. Her thoughts, no longer consumed by the immediate pressures of work, turned inward. She started sketching new designs, experimenting with different clays, and reconnecting with the foundational artistic drive that had led her to open the studio in the first place. This period of stillness gave her a whole new perspective. She wasn't clinging to how things used to be. She was learning to embrace the flow of change. And this is a powerful idea in Eastern thought, that loss and endings aren't just setbacks. They can actually create opportunities for renewal. It's about learning to let go of what no longer serves us, trusting that every change, even the difficult ones, can lead us to a new phase of growth. Elara's action of allowing herself to just engage with her art without all the business pressures was a form of letting go, trusting that this unexpected pause held a hidden potential. And in that stillness, she rediscovered her passion and began crafting a new vision for her studio. As Elara rebuilt her brainchild, she was a different person. The bitterness was gone, replaced by resilience, gratitude, and a clear vision. The flood wasn't just a tragedy, it was a catalyst. It stripped away the fluff and revealed deeper truths. The pain had lessened, replaced by a growing sense of wisdom and acceptance. Her thoughts were no longer dominated by the question, "Why me?" but by a profound understanding of, "What can I learn from this?" This embodies acceptance, acknowledging reality without resistance, which leads to inner peace. We need to embrace the lessons that hard situations offer. Her actions in rebuilding her studio were now infused with this newfound understanding, marked by more thoughtful planning, a deeper appreciation for her community, and a renewed commitment to her artistic core. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we can ask ourselves, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective allowed Elara to not just rebuild her studio, but to rebuild her life with a deeper sense of purpose and inner peace. She transformed from that mud into a lotus. She realized even from the depths of devastation, something beautiful and resilient could emerge. That's understanding that everything, even hardship, happens for a reason, to guide us, teach us, and bloom. Elara's story is proof. Everything happens for a reason, even when that reason is hidden. I really want you to take a moment and reflect on those points. Your transformation starts now. Embrace acceptance, seek meaning, and have courage. If this video resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe to the Moon Mind Temple. Sharing this is a gift. What reasons have you discovered in your challenges? Share your stories in the comments. I read every single one, and I'd love to hear what you think. Let's learn and grow together. Thanks for joining me at the Moon Mind Temple. May your journey be filled with understanding and blossoming inner peace.